Welcome to Ninja Monkey. Hey everyone! Welcome to Ninja Monkey. I'm Nathan and I hope everyone's having a fantastic mid-week. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm Nathan. I make content about Japan, traveling around Japan as a tourist. I've traveled to Japan multiple times a year. I am getting prepared for my next trip, which will actually take place in around 5 weeks' time. So a lot to plan, a lot to do, a lot to still figure out. It's going to be a 6-week epic adventure around parts of the north of Japan. I will also be in Kyoto, Osaka and Tokyo, and obviously my plan is to bring you all along, and I have been planning some exciting things along the way. Some other content creators that I will be meeting and hopefully making some kind of content with. So yeah, look, I really look forward to that. As always, we start off with a quick wait a minute. As always, as always, we start off with a quick introduction to see who's here and who's not here, and obviously I'll be reading your comments. Midweek streams are usually a little bit shorter, just for your information. So let's get the party started. According to this, top chat. I don't want top chat, I want live chat. Let's do this. Yes, let's do this. And why on earth? Why did I think it started an hour from now? Wait a minute, did I schedule it wrong? Could I? You know what? Did I schedule it wrong? I don't think I scheduled it wrong, but this is Ninja Monkey after all, so I might have scheduled it wrong. Perhaps, Maurice, the reason that you got the timing wrong is because at the moment my streams are a little bit all over the place, in the sense that yes, I am streaming on Wednesdays and I am streaming on Sundays, but the time is changing. I'm trying to keep it between 9 p.m. my time and 10 p.m. my time, basically depending on my day and my schedule and what I've been up to. So I do apologize if I don't think I got it wrong, but you never know. I might have got the time wrong. Really don't know. Nacho, what's the best pink salon to go to? That is a great question, and I have the perfect answer for you. I can't answer that question. I guess, if people want to help our friend Nacho out, then maybe in the Discord is a place to do so, not here. And in terms of pink salons, I can't help you, but I can tell you that it will make you a happy gaijin if you find one. Sooner is better. I don't think we'll discuss pink salons here. We'll be finding Ninja answered. I have answered in a way, haven't I? Good evening, Nathan. Good evening, everyone else. Good evening indeed. Indeed. Hey, Nathan. How are you doing? Kanan. Great to see you again, Nathan. Much love from Maryland, USA. Can't wait for my month-long trip to Japan. Just a little over 4 months to go. Dude, 4 months. Before you know it, it'll be happening. Before you know it, it's just one of those things, like literally. Before you know it, it will be magical and happening. I don't know what's going on here with my chat. It's sort of like not updating, and I don't know why not. But let me just check on my phone, everyone. What's going on? Because I don't know what's going on with the chat, guys. It's got stuck. Anyway, hey Rez, how you doing? So yeah, like I said, it's a little bit of a shorter trip, and I just want to highlight a shorter stream, and I just wanted to highlight a few things. Number one, on this side over here, we have a QR code which will be available for you to, if you're interested in joining a meetup, potentially on the 24th of July. Diane Goal is sort of taking the lead on this one. One of our subscribers taking the lead on this one. He's got some great ideas, and we'll see where it goes from here. He's mentioned going away from Tokyo, having a night. I think personally, we'll put the feelers out and see how people feel, but I really want the meetup to be an event that's easy to access, that doesn't require too much of a commitment. I know that everyone has a lot of, when they're traveling, it can be difficult to find time, and a lot of people only have an evening, so that's absolutely fine. But anyway, those feelers will definitely be put out there to see who is interested, basically. And if you do have any questions regarding like anything Japan related, then this is the time to ask, really. On that note, I wanted to remind you of my little project. For those of you who didn't see the last stream, I did attempt to create some kind of let's see, is there a picture to show you? Here. Trying to create this takoyaki stall. And as you can see, it's a lot more complicated than meets the eye. It's going to take me a while to do so, but I think that maybe the Wednesday stream is most probably the best time to sort it out. So basically, let me just sort out a few things here. I'll be answering questions whilst I cut a few things in preparation for when I have to put it all together. So I have this here, which I need to sort of cut out. And for those of you who don't know what it ended up looking like, I don't think it's too bad, but check it out. Hey, not bad, huh? Now the only thing that I've realized really is that this part here, the table, I need to dismantle, I need to take off because I need to cover in some kind of a material. I also have some foil. We call it aluminium. You call it aluminum, I think, in the States. But yeah, foil. Got some scissors, and I also have some toothpicks just in case. I don't think we'll get very far into actually building anything, but at least I can cut a few things and I can actually answer some questions along the way. And I'm excited about the meetup. Awesome, I'll be there. Great. Were there any Japan activities you saw hyped on social media that once you experienced it for yourself, you didn't understand the hype? Yeah, in a way, I think, I would say that at the time it was the robot restaurant. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think it was terrible. I just felt that when I went to the robot restaurant, I felt that I could have done something a little bit more cultural instead of going to this very, very touristy, very, very focused on tourist activity. So that would be my number one thing that I would say that I experienced that I thought, what's the hype? I guess that I did come out thinking, oh my god, what the hell have I just experienced? If that makes any sense. What the hell have I experienced? But at the same time, was it worth it? I'm not too sure. And on that note, actually, everyone, the robot restaurant is back in a way. The robot restaurant, I've been reading, and it's really, really weird. Somebody asked about pink salons. And the really interesting thing is that the robot restaurant is back in some kind of a performance during the day in the venue of a girls' club. It becomes a girls' club in the evening, and during the day it's the robot restaurant. So I don't know how that works exactly, but just be aware that if you're interested in experience, sort of like investigating that, you can. It's a bit crazy. The stall of pain is back. Yeah, I'm not going to do too much today. I'm just literally going to be cutting. Hello from Mexico, cool. Question for both. You see, I'm actually not getting the comments, guys. I don't know what's going on. Let me see if I can somehow refresh. How do I refresh? Does anybody know how to reload this page? Let's see. Because it's stuck. The chat is stuck. I don't have anything here. Oh, here we go. Question for both Nathan and the chat. Have you ever done a homestay program, stayed with a host family while in Japan? If so, what is it like thinking about trying it? I haven't actually, Khalil, New York. I haven't actually done one myself, but I know many people have done it, and I know that the majority of people have very positive experiences. Now, really, I think it's a very personal sort of thing, depending on what you're after, what you're looking for. In a way, from speaking to many people who have done homestays, it seems that in a way you lose a lot of the freedoms because you are kind of expected to do everything with the family, or do a lot with the family, or do a lot with your host. And it depends how much freedom you really want in your trip. So that's the only thing that I would be careful about and understand. I don't think it's not like a homestay isn't like actually using somebody's home as a hotel. You need to be a little bit respectful and sort of like go with the flow, which in itself can be an amazing experience. If you really want to experience a real Japan, then a homestay would probably be the best way to do it, doing family things, etc. It's now 9,000 yen and over 3 hours long. Is it? It's now 9,000 yen and over 3 hours? How is it going to be 3 hours long? What the heck? With an intermission. What do they do? Seriously, what on earth are they doing in that robot? And also it's during the day, and is it exactly the same venue? I have so many questions. I've only sort of like started looking at information about the robot restaurant, and it's not something that I've dived deep into, but maybe I should, because I know that it's something that some people are interested in. I just don't know how a 3-hour 9,000 yen show happens and where it happens. Hello from Mexico. Buenos días. Espero que estés bien, amigos. Muchas gracias por venir a mi canal. Are there any themed cafes you really recommend? Dude, I'm just going to say anything Pokemon. The Pokemon cafe was pretty cool. The Gundam cafe actually isn't too bad if you're into that. At the time, it doesn't exist anymore, but there used to be the Monster Cafe, which was really quite epic. I have to say, it was similar to the robot restaurant, but actually a little bit less time consuming in a way, I guess. What else would I say? Other cafes I've been to. I've been to quite a few cafes. But some of them are themed. I went to a pirate random place that I didn't know what I was getting into. Definitely worth going to themed cafes. I personally love themed cafes because they are a little bit of escapism, especially when you're in a place of Japan, like Japan, which can be a little bit, overbearing in a way, all the sights, the smells, and everything. But I would say that cafes are a way to sort of be transported for an hour or two, have some normally relatively Western style food in cafeteria, in themed cafes. So if you want to escape and have some more like Western style food, then usually not always, usually it's Western style food, and it can be a lot of fun. Maybe some people in the chat can recommend some themed cafes. I watched a video the other day where the reviewer was very unhappy about Team Labs Tokyo, saying it was overrated and impossible to take any decent pictures. In addition, 1/3 of the exhibit is closed. What? Well, I can tell you that I went to the Team Labs, the planets in where is it based? In Tokyo, but it's based in, I can't remember where it's based right now, I've gone blank. But anyway, I went to the Team Labs, and I guess it really is dependent on the type of person you are and what you're after. I went to the original one in Odaiba, so I knew what I was getting into. I actually preferred planets more. I know some people prefer the one in Odaiba more, but I actually preferred the one in central Tokyo a little bit more. So would I say I wasn't unhappy? I came out feeling that I had a great time. And in terms of taking photos, I took plenty of footage. And I would say that is it difficult to take photos and footage? It's difficult because it is a freaking, like interactive museum and there is a lot of people around. Is it impossible? No, it isn't. I was able to take a lot of footage and photos, and I was never told that I couldn't take any photos. Would I recommend carrying a heavy camera with you? No, absolutely not. Would I recommend just carrying your phone or a GoPro or something like that? Absolutely yes. Would that affect the quality of the footage and the photos? Probably, because it's a very dark, it can be a dark location. Would I be annoyed as to not being able to take any decent photos? No, because I would want to put the experience first and the photos and the taking videos second, for something like that. I do recommend it. It's a great place to go. Oh, there's an intermission. Definitely, I will think about it. Thanks for the tip. No problem. Yeah, I'll look for some links. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, Ninja Monkey for 6 months, Chat Ninja member. Japan Ichiban says, whoop whoop, thanks for the great content, Ninja Saru-san. You're very welcome. Thank you for being part of the core team. So many of you are there every single stream supporting me, going, you can do it, Nathan, gambate. It means a lot. It really gives me the energy that I need to sort of keep things going. I'm really looking forward to getting back to Japan and creating content in Japan. I've actually set up a second channel. I'll be talking about that in the future. I'm still in the middle of setting it up. But just for your information, basically my second channel is going to be more of a vloggy channel for when I'm traveling and for my daily life, even here in Gibraltar. I'm not going to announce anything just yet, other than there is a second channel which has 0 videos on it. Made the logo, made the channel, it's all up, but no specifics on that. But just so that you know what's going to happen in that channel. In that channel, when I'm traveling around Japan, I record a lot of content, and actually a lot of the content that I film doesn't end up in Ninja Monkey channel, because I'm quite harsh with myself, and I sometimes feel that the quality isn't up to the standards. Or maybe, for example, something stupid. Maybe I filmed something and then something's happened and I haven't finished the video, so I have something half filmed. So this new channel will be a place for me to hopefully take you along on the adventure without saturating Ninja Monkey channel, because I know that some people might not be into me just putting lots of vlogs daily on Ninja Monkey. We'll see. I'll play around with it, and basically I can just create content maybe on the daily, maybe every other day, maybe every 2 days or whatever, and it will be content that's really not super edited, content that's a little bit more relaxed, maybe no music in the background, nothing fancy, no amazing B-roll, just basically raw content of my daily adventure in Japan that I can just film, boom, 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 put it together and set it out so that you have an idea of the things that I've seen, the things that I've done, the things that I've experienced on my trip in Japan. And that's going to be on my new channel, along with all sorts of a backlog of content that I have that I actually haven't filmed. So I'm really excited about that one. But yeah, hopefully you will be excited, and hopefully you can help me with my new channel. I hopefully you can help me out with the new channel when I do announce it. Probably I'll announce it in about 3 weeks time, about 2 weeks before I go. For some reasons, I think that sometimes you got to be careful with the YouTube algorithm, and you want to create a channel, start putting content on a channel at a time when you can keep it up, so that the algorithm sort of picks you up If I was to have all of a sudden like 100 subscribers and no content, I don't think that's good for the channel. It needs to be a realistic growth for the algorithm to pick anything up. That's why buying subscriptions doesn't work. You'll get more subscribers in the number, but it won't help you in the long run. The important thing is having some kind of interaction in your videos, and that's what I am very grateful for, and I've been working very hard to do, is to get interaction, comments from you guys, discussions from you guys, support both ways, and I really do appreciate that. Hey, Emmanuel. Hey, Monica Moss. We're traveling to Japan for the first time in October. I'm trying to evaluate getting a JR pass or not, and estimated travel costs when comparing Google Maps, Navitime, and what? It's gone blank. What would I say about that? Let me just, why is this highlight so? Let me see width. Let me make it. No, it doesn't fit. I'm just trying to make it fit a little bit. Oops. Okay, I'm just trying to make it fit. There you go. At the moment, I would say, Monica, watch this space. It's a difficult time to talk about the JR Pass, and I know that some of you have been really helpful putting some information on the Discord. On that note, if you're not part of the Discord, then I really highly recommend. It's not super like crazy active, but when it is active, it's very, very useful. You can ask questions, and you might not get an instant response, but you will get response from somebody at some point, giving you some recommendation or giving you some of their personal thoughts that might help you. What I was going to say is that the JR Pass will be changing. There are some articles out there which I think are misleading. To be honest, there's no real information. Articles that say like, purchase your JR Pass now because it's going to change in October, and it's like, wait a minute, you can't purchase your JR Pass now for October. It's too soon. So that kind of thing. And obviously, hello everyone, hello Japan. Monica, Hypedia, I'm getting a little different prices. Any suggestions? Yeah, sure. Basically, there's a few things that I suggest. I mean, I think that Navitime is pretty good. And also Google is quite good. Just be aware that the prices of the JR Pass are increasing at some point as from October, and we don't know exactly when that will happen. We don't know exactly when you can purchase, if you can purchase your JR Pass previously before that time at the right now prices. So just be aware of that. And what I would say in terms of helping you out, just remember that some of the different just remember that some of the fares do not include reserved seats. Reserved seats are usually an extra price. Okay. Ooh, Big Mike is learning Japanese. Ganbatte, in the hopes of going 2025. You can do it. What do you recommend for first-time solo traveler looking to stay in either Osaka or Tokyo for 2 to 3 weeks? You know what? A first-time solo traveler, I totally recommend doing a sandwich. Whatever you decide. I'm a very keen in Tokyo. I think Tokyo will give you a much broader sort of city to explore more wards. Tokyo is so big and has so many wards that you'll be able to like spend even the whole 2 weeks in Tokyo easily, and each area will be very different. Osaka, on the other hand, is a great city with great food, like sort of like ambience and that kind of thing. And the nightlife is pretty cool in Osaka. But maybe you want to just fit it in to just experience Osaka. But my biggest recommendation is actually to get out of the big cities. You know, if you're gonna go for 2 to 3 weeks, then spend maybe 3 or 4 days at the beginning in Tokyo or Osaka, wherever you decide. You can do your research and decide upon, you know, what works for you, and then end also in Osaka, Tokyo for 3 or 4 days. So that gives you like 8 days in total of the major cities. And then in between, don't be scared. Get yourself a JR Pass and actually go on an adventure, and that's when you will really put yourself out there and you'll be able to experience a side of Japan that, although might be a little bit intimidating at first, will really, really win you over. 100% win you over. Mark says, hey. 0 videos, how many subscribers? I have no idea how many subscribers. You might be a little too hard on yourself. I'd watch that channel. Yeah, I mean, the new channel, I'm sure I'm going to have all of your support, I'm sure. But obviously, I'd need at least 100 subscribers, I think, to enable community tab, and I'll need at least 100 subscribers to enable well, and then I need 4,000 watch hours to enable monetization. So it won't be monetized to begin with, but hey, we'll see. Live in the wild. Craig, evening. Sherry, well, hey Nathan, how have you been? I've been doing very well, thank you very much. I'm really excited about my trip. I'm super excited because it's really the first time, I'm not gonna lie, it's the first time that I'm going to Japan on a adventure like this where it's what I do, it's what I love. Getting a JR Pass and exploring, going, I'm talking about like over 20 hotels across 6 weeks. You know, over 20 different locations, towns, cities, villages, you know, that kind of thing. And in the past, Sherry, I've made a lot of content and I really haven't had the community that I've built since the pandemic, ironically. And now I feel that I have this community that I can bring along with me on my trip. And I'm really looking forward to, even though it's going to be a solo trip and I will be meeting certain people along the way, which that I'm still working on, but there will be some subscribers, some people that might even be in the chat that I might be meeting along the way that will feature in content like proper Ninja Monkey videos. Super excited that will feature in live streams. There will also be meetups like the one that I've put here on the 24th. That's the date that we're sort of working around. And apart from that, there'll be a lot of traveling with hopefully some individuals joining me along the way, some YouTubers, some big YouTubers, some smaller YouTubers, some other content creators, where we'll just have a little bit of fun. So really, really excited to, for the first time, go on a trip that I can actually take all of you along and show you what it's like to travel solo, what it's like to travel through the lesser traveled parts of Japan. We're talking about an area that I think gets less than 1% of tourists a year. I don't know exactly the specifics, the specific percentage, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's Tohoku, the north of Japan. So super excited for that. And is it better to go to shrines super early or towards the evening for a bit less crowds? I get it too claustrophobic. You know what? It depends on the shrine. I'd say that if you want to go to somewhere like Fushimi Inari, then you want the morning. You want to get there the sunlight and get there as early as you can. Really, if you're gonna go in the evening, there'll still be crowds, especially at sunset. So just be aware of that. Smaller shrines and shrines that are potentially not in major cities, you probably won't have too much of a problem. So just look around, do a little bit of research, see what other people are saying about these places. Hey, October the 11th, Craig, exciting. Very exciting. Thanks Japan for the links, etc. I always try to interact, but my tendency is towards the inane, but you get what you get. there's a lot of Japan content creators on YouTube, but your channel is definitely the most interesting and informative, in my opinion. I found your advice and perspective really useful for my first solo trip. Thank you very much, Rez. I mean, you know, like, to be honest, I feel like I'm very much that there are some people in the chat that might even be more knowledgeable than me. I just have the platform. That's basically the difference. And I am incredibly happy to have a community, a gang, a team, which it goes both ways. You know, like I'm gonna go on this trip, and I would love to get your feedback, your advice. Where should I go? I'm going. You know, what should I see? Because I don't know it all, and we might have ChatGPT, we might have Google, but the best advice comes from people, from first-hand experiences, and that's what we're here for that. And I'm trying to set myself apart a little bit from other YouTubers. I know there's a lot of Japan content creators. Some people just literally go in and out of Japan. People that are big content creators, big YouTubers, go on a trip to Japan, they make a video, and it's basically you're watching a video of their holiday. Now, there are some content creators that live in Japan, so they make content, you know, for you guys, but from the perspective of someone that lives in Japan. I try to make my content a little bit different by giving you a perspective of a tourist, of a traveler, of somebody who is a returning traveler to Japan, and hopefully that is coming through in my videos anyway. You really should mention your merch, Japan. It's really good looking, and I'm a picky consumer. Cool. Do you know what the exact window between purchase of JR Pass and activation? I know you shouldn't get it too far out of when you arrive, correct? Would a month before be good? Depends when you purchase it. If you purchase it, basically, if you purchase it on like a reseller, that will send you a voucher, then you can do it 3 months in advance. If you purchase it online, then it's 1 month in advance, basically. Hey Sherry, no problem. Hey, I'm happy to share between us, obviously. More farm stuff, maybe more farm stuff. I mean, it's going to be more rural. I don't know if it's going to be more farmy, but it will be more rural. It will be more smaller villages and towns that potentially. It also be a lot more. Hey, Frog Lady's here. Sorry, I didn't notice this. Hey, Frog Lady. But I was gonna say, Sherry, more farm stuff. I was gonna say there's gonna be a lot of festivals also that I'm super excited about. 3 of Japan's biggest festivals I'm gonna be going to. It's gonna be super tiring, but it's gonna be incredibly worth it. Not only for content, but also for me, as a traveler. One of them being the Aomori Matsuri, which is very, very famous. One of them being the Morioka Matsuri, which I'm really super excited about traveling and checking out, because that Matsuri includes 10,000 dancers with taiko drums in the streets. So yes, can't wait. And then the one that I'm most looking forward to is in Akita, the Akita Matsuri, Sama Matsuri. It looks really wild. People basically they balance these huge like lamps on their foreheads, on their shoulders, and they walk, and you'll see hundreds of lamps lighting up the streets. So very excited to bring you along. Not very sure if I'll be able to stream every single thing. I'll probably want to be making some main content for that, but maybe I'll do like a short stream, but we'll see. I would get it either en route to Japan or when you first arrive. I would forget I've bought it if I did it way before I go. That's just my opinion. Okay. Australia has arrived, indeed, Frog Lady. Do you know of any shrines in Tokyo area where I can get real omamori charms, not the touristy ones? You know what? I I don't ever think of them as being touristy, to be honest. I mean, if you go to places like maybe to the Yasaka Shrine, which is a small shrine, not small shrine, but it's a shrine that is kind of popular now because of the anime Your Name. In fact, I made a video. Maybe somebody can actually share that video. It's Your Name in real life. I actually went to many of the locations of the anime Your Name. If you haven't checked that one out, please do check it out. There's a special guest in it. You'll know who it is when you see the special guest. But I went to Yasaka Shrine, and I think that one, even though it's becoming more popular, it's sort of a little bit more hidden. In terms of shrines, there are so many Maurice around Tokyo that are not necessarily touristy, so just go to any of those. For example, even the one in Akasaka, the one in Akasaka with the red torii gates, which is a pretty cool shrine if you haven't been to that one. I think that one would probably be less touristy compared to Asakusa. Sorry, it's very confusing. Asakasa. So I'm talking about Asakasa, not Asakusa. It's like a tongue twister. Say Asakusa, Asakusa, Akasaka. Asakusa, Akasaka. Like 10 times in a row. I bet you can't. Hey Froggy. Thanks for supporting my channels. Yeah, we're here to support one another. Definitely. Wanna be back there as much as you. I totally understand. And I will have to go to the Akita Matsuri, but I will just miss it going to Japan in August. The Akita Matsuri is in August, by the way. The only thing with the Akita Matsuri is, I'm not gonna lie, it's been quite a nightmare to organize getting to that Matsuri, mainly because the Matsuri is happening in Akita, and I wasn't able to find any accommodation in Akita. Akita, like I've heard that you need to book like a year in advance, 9-10 months in advance, and I tried to book back in February and still no accommodation in Akita. Then I thought, wait, I can stay in Morioka, right? Why not stay in Morioka? It's the Shinkansen, but the last Shinkansen from Akita to Morioka is at 8:30 in the evening. So yeah, that wasn't going to work because the Lantern Festival starts around 8 p.m. So that was my other hurdle. And then finally, I thought, where can I stay? So I found the local line. It's a bit crazy. The things that I do for YouTube, the things that I do for Matsuris. I actually found a hotel on one of the last stops on the local line from Akita, with the last train leaving at 10:30 in the evening from Akita, and it takes an hour to get to my hotel, which is halfway between Akita and Morioka, but it's on a local line, if that makes any sense. So it means that I can actually go to Akita, check out Akita and check out the festival, and then around probably 9:45 start trying to get a train to head to my hotel. And if I miss the train, then it will be an adventure. I don't know. Don't worry about that too much. Sure, there's lots of J vlogs, but there is still Nathan and his unique personality on any of the other channels. Thank you very much. Thank you. Question: I want to continue learning Japanese. I'm doing it on my own time, so I know some survival phrases by 2025, but kanji is really taking my motivation away. What do you recommend for that? I mean, it depends how. I mean, I'm not a fluent speaker of Japanese by no means, and I'm definitely not a fluent reader of kanji. There are books like Remembering the Kanji. There are smaller books that you can try and get. My recommendation, really, if you're only going to go for a trip by 2025, I would say just focus on the speaking, the hiragana and the katakana. The majority of menu items will be in hiragana or katakana, and the kanji, although it will be useful, I suggest that you maybe learn the basic kanji, the basic kanji, like entry, entrance, exit, like the different meats, that kind of thing. Ooh, thank you, Japan for that. Did you just have a stroke? Did I? What did I do? Words, good 11. I don't know what happened there. Big Mike Gaming. Good evening, Nathan and chat. Just coming home from work. Lani, thank you very much for joining. It seems that this is not going to happen. Obviously, which is fine. I'm happy having a chat with you. Hey, Jim Ross, arigatou gozaimasu. Time for a little support for this channel. It must be done, so I'm doing it. Thank you very much. Very, very much appreciated. Helps me out with my meals on the trip, with anything like that, pocket Wi-Fi. And I'm going to be doing, I'm going to tell you right now because it's not going to be a secret. I'm going to be doing the workshop with Shogo from Let's Ask Shogo. But I am paying for it. I am a paying customer. Not only because, mainly because I want to support him also. Does that make any sense? Yeah. I mean, I haven't asked him for a discount, and I haven't asked him to do it for free or anything like that. I've just gone. I've been speaking to him, and he said, how about doing the workshop and we can film it? You can be the first person to film the katana workshop. So I'm going to be doing that, and it's not cheap. It's about $130 for the hour and a half. But I feel that I'm supporting another content creator. I also feel that it's going to be an experience, and I also feel that by paying, it means that I'm going to be treated like a customer. So I'm really excited. For those of you who don't know, I do have a video with Let's Ask Shogo. So maybe can somebody share the video, the ninja shooting video? That would be pretty cool. Share it now, one of my mods, and I appreciate it. Check out that video with Shogo if you haven't already. And I speak to him on Instagram. I speak to him often-ish, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with him again. Even if it's off screen, I really look forward to having a chat with him. He's a really interesting guy. So thank you, Japan, for the membership. I will be updating that in a minute, okay? I'm not very good at doing the updates. Got a scoot, but I look forward to your trip videos. Sounds exciting. Thank you very much, Sherry. No problem. Just come by whenever you can. One of the motels upon my arrival is Akasaka. Ooh, definitely is a major tongue twister with Asakusa. Definitely, man. Man and woman kanji is useful for toilets. Also, yes. That's a good point. I'm learning the kanji for Tata and tea and all the foods. Okay? When you were saying Akasaka, a few minutes... Okay, because I was trying to say Akasaka and Asakusa, two separate locations in Tokyo, and I thought if you say Akasaka and Asakusa one after the other 10 times, it's a bit of a tongue twister. Akasaka, Asakusa, Akasaka, Asakusa, Akasaka, Akasaka. I can't do it. I got stuck at 4. How many can you do? Man, woman. Oh, then many greetings to Shogo. No problem, Lani. I'm sure. Let's Ask Shogo is honest and funny. I can't wait to see that. I'm sure it'll be great. Hey, hello, Eddie. Hope you're doing fantastically. Thanks very much for being here. Yeah, Shogo is a great guy. He's a very super clever, and literally is a good person to know. Shogo's amazing, great channel. Seeing you guys collab would be dope. You can already see me collab with him. It would be really cool. Nathan and Shogo, thank you. I think that is a brilliant idea. Yeah. So basically, when you donate, it goes to things like that, to experiences. I can hopefully create content and bring you along with me, and it's going to be quite interesting. But I'm going to say something. Number one, I'm scared of sharp edges. I don't like swords as such. It's not like a passion of mine in Japan, and therefore it's going to be really interesting to see my reaction holding. I think I'm going to be like scared of holding the. Apparently, I'm taught how to take the sword out, and then I'm taught how to handle the sword properly. I'm dressed up properly also, and then I have to like do some sword chopping. Sword chopping. Chopping with a sword. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit crazy. Dude, thank you very much. Frog Lady. And because nobody has actually mentioned any colors, and it is Frog Lady after all, let's change it to green. Dun, dun, dun. Don't forget, support me. You can tell me a color. If it's PayPal, it doesn't really matter how. You can support me and I can change the color to a color of your choice. It's been fun in the past. We've had some crazy color fighting between you guys. Much appreciated. Let's do something. Let's quickly change cutting, not chopping. Thank you, Jim. Let's do some quick updates to the banner, which let's see. Ooh. I don't know how much. I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's about this in US dollars. I don't know. I'll just do this. Roughly, I mean that should roughly be in between the 30 Australian dollars, which I don't know how much that's gonna be, and 25 Canadian dollars. I think I should be more or less around 40 plus the membership. Thank you very much from JJI. Ooh, and I have a Coke Zero, by the way. This is not going to happen. I am not going to make this today. Lani, thank you very much. €5. Lani, if you have a color to change from green, let me know. If you want to keep it green, don't say anything. Thank you. Sorry, wrong spelling. I don't know where the tea turkey. I was trying to be really like polite and pretend I knew you were talking about, but I was like, what's a teeter? I'm missing something. I have a question. I have seen around on YouTube lately that YouTubers have been going to Japan, but know little or no Japanese, and they use a translator app, Google Translate. Deeper, yeah. You know what? It's quite easy to use a translation app. However, I would say personally from my experience, you'll be surprised how little you actually need to use a translator app. Perhaps you'll use it if you are specifically in a situation where when you need to communicate about something very specific. Other than that, I think that with a lot of effort, with gestures and that kind of thing, you can get a very long way. And a lot of Japanese people know a lot more English than what they. The difference. Japanese people are very honest. Basically, when you ask a Japanese person, "Do you speak English?" they will say no, because they don't speak English. But if you ask a Japanese person, "Do you understand English?" it's a different question. They might go like a little bit, so it's a different kind of question. So just be aware that a lot of Japanese people, especially the younger generation, and especially in the hospitality sector and tourism sector, a lot of Japanese people might understand English, but they might not specifically have the confidence to speak English back. So sometimes you can ask the question, they'll understand what you're saying roughly, and then they'll be able to try to communicate back. So don't be too worried about that, I'd say. Thank you for the donations, by the way. Nice donation, thank you. Yeah, I think translator apps are relatively reliable. I mean, sometimes it's gone wrong, but what's, better than nothing, I'd say. Cutting, not chopping, as you said before. Yeah, and exactly what Japan has just said. I don't think the language barrier is as big as you might think. Just because people don't speak in English doesn't mean that they can't communicate. I think ultimately communication isn't just a language thing. Communication is all sorts of things. Yeah. Coke Zero emojis. I love that this group is so international. I know, me too. I really do love this. That would give Nathan a headache trying to convert for currencies to US dollars. You know what? Before I used to bring out the calculator and I used to try to figure it out. Now I just sort of like guess, and I know that I will be forgiven if I go a little bit under or a little bit over, because it's impossible. Bananas is still bananas. The one true currency froggy. Indeed, the one true currency frog. Would be 6 o'clock in the morning to the Fushimi Inari be early enough to avoid the crowds? I think if you I would say that the crowds will start arriving as from 8 a.m. mainly, or 7:30 in the morning mainly. I think the tours will start arriving around 8:30 or 9 in the morning personally. They seem to be coming earlier and earlier each time. And overall, the earlier you can get there, the better. My suggestion for Fushimi Inari is to go as early as you can, skip breakfast and go, and then have breakfast after somewhere nearby. Give support to some of those local businesses. And I actually made a video last year when I was there in Japan, which was a really cool trip, but it wasn't the style of trip that I'm doing now, which is basically a trip where I'm in control of what I'm doing, where I'm going, and I can bring you all with me. So what I would say is basically go as early as you can, and if you check out my Fushimi Inari video from last year, there's a very kind man, coffee shop owner or coffee shop worker that was really struggling. I'm sure he isn't struggling anymore, but he was really struggling, and you could tell the way he was speaking to me how hard it was, the pandemic was on him. So if you are in the area and you can go and visit him and you say, hey, I saw you on YouTube, that would be so cool. That would be so cool. I just got back from Japan and know only a couple of words of Japanese and no problem at all. Cool. Actually, I wanted to share something with you, which is a really interesting story, and I think that Jim Ross will like this story specifically. Hold on a bit, I've just received... What? Dude! Are you kidding me, Jim Ross? Jim Ross, thank you very much for the $100 that you have just gifted me for the Shogo experience. That means so much, man. Let me just... What? That means that the Shogo experience is... Dun dun dun. Thank you very much. The Shogo experience is paid for. Yes! This is for your Shogo experience. Why? Because it could be a great to experience as a viewer, a participant, and a supporter of the experience. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Seriously. What I was going to say is I want to find a photo that Jessica is in Japan, by the way. Jessica is somebody who features quite prominently whenever I go to London. Jessica is always in my streams. She's a really good friend of mine. She's from Gibraltar, and she's a really good friend of mine. And when I go to London, we hang out. And she's in Japan right now, which is pretty awesome because I've been talking to her. I need to get permission. She's been sending me some photos. I do need to get permission before I post any photos on any of the streams, obviously. But there is one that I told her I was going to be sharing. Okay, and it comes with a very cool story. And hopefully, I can get Jessica on a stream when she returns from Japan in a similar way to when Japan went to Japan, and I had him on the stream. It was so much fun to have him and discuss all sorts of things with him. Maybe I can have Japan Ichiban on the stream one last time before I head to Japan, by the way, because there was so much more that I wanted to discuss with him. If anybody, by the way, goes on a trip to Japan and wants to be on one of these streams, then contact me, because I'm more than happy to have a guest and have a little bit of a discussion. Everyone has different points of views. No trip is the same. No trip is perfect. Everybody has a different way of doing things, and we can learn from one another. Ultimately, that's what this channel is about. So, Jessica who is in Japan, sent me this photo with a really interesting story. And it's actually a learning story because it's something that we can all, it's a tip. Believe it or not, she gave me a tip. Where is it? Let's see. Okay. Jessica's in Osaka right now, by the way. All right. Can I? Or can I not paste it? How do I share this? Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to share this picture. Apologies, all of you. I'll get to the chat in a minute. And is it not working? Okay. All right. Sorry for blocking, but Jessica, I'm sure you can all see this picture, right? Jessica sent me this picture, and she sent me this message with this photo. She said, I'll see if I can read it. There's nothing that I shouldn't be reading. Okay. 21-day jail pass got swallowed by the machine. Dun dun dun. 21-day rail pass got swallowed by the machine. They came out with tweezers and got it out, but it was all crumpled. This was when they were in Miyajima, by the way, in Hiroshima. So, I'm gonna skip some of the things that you said. I wanna read this. I wanna read what you guys have to say about this little experience from Jessica. Basically, there's a picture, and I'll go into the tips. I'll go into the tips that she gave me and how she fixed the problem and what the solution was and what happened and etc. Because one of the things that I have to say is that I have read multiple times that actually if your JR pass gets damaged or whatever, and it doesn't no longer goes through the ticket machine, then you have to go through the ticket gate and you have to show it every single time, which would, like the old pass, which would be a little bit annoying. It would be a little bit of a nuisance, I guess. But this is what I was told. We have, oh God, oh dear. Imagine getting your JR pass sucked in by a machine. Exactly. Hey, thank you, Radford, for watching whilst you're working. Hope you're not getting into trouble. Is there a way to get 2 copies of the JR pass so stuff like this doesn't happen? I'm actually curious. No, there isn't any way. So, she said, I continue reading. She said, after a lot of stress, I took a picture as proof, and we just explained, and they have actually reissued it. The pass was reissued, but it doesn't go. It doesn't just stop there. This happened in Miyajima. The people in Miyajima didn't just gave by understanding, the people in Miyajima gave the ticket back all crumpled, and basically they would not reissue a new pass, which is a story that I've heard from a lot of people, countless people. But Jessica then said that when they got to Hiroshima, they went to the main JR office in Hiroshima, and they then were able to. They didn't want to change it either, but when they showed the picture, the photo that they've taken, then they had the pass reissued. So I think this is a pro tip. The pro tip, thank you, Jessica. The pro tip is basically, if you are going to have if your JR pass is sucked in and something happens to it and it's not your fault, obviously, then take a photo of the event so that when you go to the main office, then they might be able to reissue it. And there's two things here that I think Jessica might not have been aware of, and that is that not all JR stations can issue JR passes, so potentially maybe there's a little bit of lost in translation moments. I think lots of tourists actually have lost in translation moments there, where they go to any JR station saying that it's being crumpled or whatever, and they won't reissue it. But potentially, if you go to a JR office that actually issues JR passes, that's a whole different thing. Then you might be able to get it reissued. So I think it's a learning thing that's pretty cool to see. JR Pass eating ticket gate. Scary. I've never had a problem with my JR Pass, but that is Japanese service for you. Indeed. But you've never lost it or had it destroyed, have you? Have you? Do you still have to use cash to add funds to the card, or can you connect a credit card? The actual JR Pass, you can't add anything to it. If you have a Suica card, like I have, I'll show you. This is my Suica card. Dun dun dun. It's digital. I have 1,215 yen currently on my Suica card. So you can link a card to your phone and you can simply add it. Just be aware of something that I discovered, and it really stressed me out, and it was stupid. It was a stupid solution. Basically, I was trying to add some funds to my Suica before I went on my trip in February, and it kept on saying cards not accepted. It kept on saying error. And basically, I removed the Suica card. I tried to add the Suica card back, but I didn't get my balance back. It really stressed me out because I had like 2,000 yen or whatever on it, or 3,000 yen on it. Eventually, I was able to get, after a lot of hard work, got the card back, registered back on my phone, and I still wasn't able to add any funds to my Suica. And I thought to myself, maybe it's because I'm outside of Japan, but I know that I've actually put money in from outside of Japan before. It turns out that in a very Japanese fashion, between a certain time, like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. Japan time, in other words, when the JR offices close in Japan, which is usually like 10:30 or 10 p.m., from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. or whatever it is in Japan that the offices open, you cannot physically add funds to your Suica via the phone. Interesting, nonetheless. Weird. How many beaches have I been to? I have no idea. That's one that I need to look at. Jesse, is this gonna sound foolish, as I have been to Japan numerous times, but I have never purchased a Suica card? Could you please explain it if you know how it works? It's something that I'm going to be working on, Jesse, when I get to Japan in the next 4 weeks. I think it's going to be better to actually do it from within Japan. So I am working on doing a video about that. Apparently, so is Japan in Japan, but that's fine. Oh my God, you are the man, Ross, 100%. Great donation, thank you. Thank you, Jim. Arigato gozaimasu. I think you did do it correctly. Well done. Ooh, what's going on? Yo, what's going on? What? Music's loud. Huh. Thank you. JJI to the rescue. How on earth did that happen? What happened? How on earth did I swear it happened by itself, the music. I don't know how it's happened. But we have JJI. Jim Ross working on it. In fact, I want to show you something. I took a picture so that you can have a look at what I'm working on. Where did I put it? Dun, 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 working on it. Yeah, I love having you as a guest, so it will happen. Hopefully, we can do one more before we go. Let's see. Let's get to the bottom of the chat, and I will start at some point in the next 10 or 15 minutes, ending the stream. Do you get the money back, or you do not get the money back? It needs to be not just a Midori no Mado Gucci. It needs to be a specific ticket office. There are, like, for example, in Tokyo, there are only specific offices, I think. So I was going to tell Jessica was smarter than your average bear. She is, obviously, because look, she got herself out of a pickle, right? I've never been to Japan, but what's the point of having a JR Pass station if it won't reissue yuan? I don't know. Japan might expect you to just look after your pass. Jessica's the first person I've heard of who's had an issue with one. Oh no, there's loads of people that have had issues. I get comments sometimes in my videos saying either that actually, Fanny Harvey, well, she lost her pass. That's different. But there are people who have had similar issues with their card getting stuck. I had a similar issue to that happen once, but it wasn't a JR Pass though. It was before the date of the JR Pass. I had a normal pass, and it got crumpled in also. So, Death Bounty. My JR Pass stopped working in the machine, so we had to show them at the JR window every time we use them. There you go. So if Death Bounty also had an issue, it happens. It happens. The question is, Death Bounty, did you try to get another pass reissued? That would be a good question. Good to know. Have my next trip to Japan coming in 3 weeks, so this is very useful and timely. Awesome, JS. How long are you going to be in Japan for? Sorry, I have no idea what the music is. I have no idea what happened with the music. I'm a bit delayed. I know. It's fixed. This is hilarious. Oh boy. You cannot transfer the credit card to the physical Suica card. To the physical Suica card, you can do it via a machine, or even in a konbini. You can actually add in a konbini. JJI was there to the rescue, indeed. Ooh, lots of people messaging me. Some good music. At least the music isn't too bad. The 8 are taking over. You should do a tutorial on how to add your Suica to your phone. Yeah, maybe that would make a good shorts. Not a bad idea. In the past, I was told you had to be a resident of Japan to use digital Suica services. No, it's super easy actually. I mean, I can tell you very easily. If you have an iPhone, you basically go to the wallet app of the iPhone, and in the wallet app, I'll show you. Very quick tutorial. In the wallet app, there's a little plus button. You press the plus button, and what will happen is, if it decides, add cards to wallet. What will happen is you will get the choice of, it's not letting me now. Maybe I have too many cards I need to get rid of. But what happens is that you then go to transit cards. You choose transit cards, and you will get a list of countries, and you will actually get Japan, and under Japan you get Suica, and then you just add it, and it's automatically done for you. Super easy. Super easy. Couldn't be easier. So taking a picture of both sides of the pass would be wise, and always have the other papers with you. And yeah, I guess it would be wise. I wouldn't if you lose your pass, a photo won't do anything. I know that people have lost their passes, and they have photos of the pass, and they've said, no, sorry, nothing can be done. So just be aware. That's nice, but I think I sent me a Japanese would be fun. That's nice, but I think Send me in Japanese would be fun and great advertisement for the channel. It's happening. I mean, I want to add the Japanese text over the top, so... Nice, JS. I'm jealous. 2 weeks is nothing, JS, dude. I had the same problem with my Passimo on the phone. I bought a physical Ikoka card after that. No, it kept showing them. We did not try to get it reissued. You didn't try. So, might be worth trying in the future. I have an Android which I heard the app has issues on. Black Impala, okay. I don't have an Android phone, but my understanding, and the only way I know this, is through advertisements that I saw as I was walking through multiple stations, JR stations, and metro stations in Ueno. There were advertisements. They were advertising that you could add the Passimo card to the Android phone and using Google Pay. So you might not be able to add the Suica, but you apparently can add the Passimo. So maybe you might want to do a little bit of research and search for Passimo on Android. I don't think you can add the Suica, but the Passimo is pretty much the same thing. It's just another card that does exactly the same thing. Not loose, but when a machine eats it. Yeah. Just for the record, as far as I'm aware, you can't add Suica to your Android wallet. Yep, that's right, Mark. As far as I'm aware, you can't add Suica, but I 100% saw adverts for Passimo. In fact, did I take a picture of said adverts? Maybe not. Okay, but I did see Passimo adverts, okay? Hello, our family will visit Japan late July into the first week of August this year. We'll stay in Tokyo and Kyoto. Any advice? My advice is take it all in, enjoy your trip. Depending how, Ruben, how old, like who is in your family? What kind of sort of people are we talking about? Are we talking about children? Are we talking about older people? Yeah. What service for phones do you or folks recommend using for having service for however long you stay? Also, what do you think about pocket Wi-Fi and power banks? I think a power bank is something that is definitely worth investing in yourself. It's something that you'll use in the future for sure. That's first thing. And second of all, I think that pocket Wi-Fi is fantastic, but so is an eSIM. It just depends on the kind of usage that you're gonna get. If you're just going to use for basically browsing the web, making a few phone calls, that sort of thing, then you probably don't need a pocket Wi-Fi. So yeah. Only for Apple phones. What other thing phones, Mike? Late to the game, back in the clay. How you doing, dude? Back in the clay. Passimo. Back in the clay, this is going to be a little bit strange, but I'm going to send you a message. I'm going to end the stream shortly, and I'm going to send you a message on Instagram, okay? Passimo is Japan only. I just checked, okay. You can add Suica and Passimo to Android, but to add e-money, your device must be Osaifu Keitai capable. I don't even know what that is. Oh my goodness, I have no idea what that is. Long time Android in Japan tripper here. Trust me, you can't unless you meet the above criteria. Well, that's very sad because I must admit that using my Suica card on my phone and using the Suica on my watch is a game changer. I swear, it literally is a game changer. Because interestingly, the thing is that what's going on here? The thing is that my Suica on my phone and my Suica on my watch are two separate balances. So it's quite handy, to have two separate balances. Power bank up to 30,000 milliamps allowed on airplanes. Cool. Mike, I use Sakura Mobile Pocket Wi-Fi in Japan. There you go. Impala is a good souvenir. It is. It's quite cool to have a physical card, but it depends what you want to do. There was a way actually that I used once a long time ago. You could actually get a physical card, Suica card, and you could then actually transfer the Suica card balance onto your phone. That's the way that I did it the very first time. I can't remember exactly how I did it, but I remember getting my card and basically putting it in the back of my phone, and it transferred the balance. So I ended up getting it on my phone, but actually having the card as a memento, which might be a way around. If you do a little bit of investigating, it might be a way of getting your card, physical card, and also having it on your phone. Star Wars in Japanese. It was an odd experience, I can imagine. I mean, to be honest, Lani, if you have a case, a plastic case, you could probably put the card inside of the case and it would probably work exactly the same. So that sounds very funny. Oh my god, it was Jar Jar Binks is giving me nightmares. It gives anybody nightmares, really. Tattoo rules are very dependent on the location that you're going to, really. Generally, tattoos are not... Japan isn't tattoo friendly. In terms of shared spaces, obviously private spaces, no problem. Which is why, if you're going to go to an onsen, you need to ask before whether tattoos are permitted. Sometimes they allow you to cover up your tattoos in certain onsens, and sometimes they have no problem with it whatsoever, and sometimes the onsen might not allow you to show your tattoos in a public place, the public onsen, but you might be able to hire a private onsen for yourself. For example, I know that our friend Victor, which he isn't here today, but he does tend to be in the chat every now and then. He has tattoos, and he told me that he goes to the gym when he's in Japan. He goes to a gym that is a no tattoo gym, but he says that foreigners that have tattoos, as long as they don't show the tattoos at all, then it's fine. So it's a little bit of a difficult one. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have any tattoos, so I don't want to hear Jojo's Japanese voice. Sorry, I don't want to. It sounds more like high pitched than what is in it. Even more. Oh my god, dude! I also think Jojo's grammar is spot on for Japanese. It is. I wonder what Japanese Yoda grammar is like. Perfect English. Ah, I see what you're saying. Anyway, guys, I am going to start wrapping up. It has been a little bit longer than I expected it to be. If anybody has any last minute anything to say, any questions, let me know. It's been great to hang out. Anyway, it's always fun, I think, to hang out on the Wednesday stream. It's a little bit more chill, a little bit more like just hanging out. And like I mentioned, I do have my new channel, which will be announced, and it is live. It just, you don't know what it is, so you won't be able to find it, basically. Although some of you detectives might be able to find it. Just saying. Some of you detectives might be able to find it. There's a very few number of people that know the channel. They're my beta testers, and yeah. I'm looking forward to sharing it all with you very soon. On that note, thanks for the nice stream. No worries. I should have news by 5 p.m. tomorrow. Ooh, thanks for the stream, Nathan. No problem. You don't like the sequel? No problem. Thank you. No problem. And on that note, everyone, I do appreciate your support. Thank you very much for my supporters financially. Definitely going to go towards the Shogo experience. So thank you very much. And very big thank you to Jim for the mega big donation, and obviously everybody else who has helped. And like I always say, your time is probably the most valuable thing. Ultimately, The fact that you're sitting here listening to me, this random person, means a lot to me. Your time is valuable. See you soon, and please check out my latest video if you haven't already. 79 things that you did that make Japan different. Right? On that note, thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Arigatou gozaimasu. Bye.